As Yorktown continues to plan its redevelopment of downtown, many residents are voicing their concerns. Newslink Indiana's Cameron Deblasio is live to tell us how one resident has taken a strong stance against the current proposal. Cameron.
Alicia, here at Morrow's Meadow in Yorktown, residents often come to play frisbee, throw a football, or even take the dog for a walk. And Yorktown officials want to make this park more easily accessible by building a bridge from the park to the heart of town. The only problem is that bridge would have to go through several of these homes here. And that's a plan one resident on that side of Buck Creek doesn't want to see happen. As you make your way through the heart of Yorktown, the signs of change are there. Construction is underway on the new town hall, marking the start of the town's redevelopment project. But as you make your way to the corner of Canal and Plum Streets, you'll find different signs with different meanings.
Yorktown United, for development against eminent domain.
Bruce McFarland has lived in Yorktown for more than 5 years, and he says the message to the town is simple.
We would like us all to be united and say, yeah, we want to develop, we want to revitalize, but we don't want to do it on the backs of unwilling people.
He understands the town's plan to develop, but he doesn't think his home should be a part of it.
They want to revitalize the downtown. And that's okay, but downtown, this isn't downtown.
Yorktown Town Manager Pete Olson says he's confident the area they've chosen makes the most sense.
We needed to find an area that could be elongated, that would open up, have a view that could be seen from the highway going down into Morrow's Meadow, but actually just kind of even leading you to there. And so that's why that particular area was located.
But McFarland says showing residents what it takes to acquire that area would have them just as frustrated as he is.
My sense is that if everybody knew the details of what's going on and how it's going on, then yes, they would share my sentiment.
Now, McFarland is not the only one showing support for this movement. As you can see here, many of these homes along Buck Creek have also put up signs in support of Yorktown United. Now, McFarland's home is part of phase 2 of the project, so he still has a little bit of time before he'll have to seriously consider leaving. But for now, he says he'll just continue to provide alternatives for the town to consider. Live in Yorktown, Cameron Deblasio, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Cameron. The next Yorktown Redevelopment Commission meeting will be next Monday, December 10th at 4 o'clock at the Yorktown Police Department.
Officials are currently working towards redeveloping the downtown area, but many longtime residents are skeptical about the plan. Newslink Indiana's Cameron Deblasio is live in Yorktown to tell us what's at stake for the town and the people in it. Cameron?
Lauren, this is the home of Janice Ross, and for the past 20 years, it's been all she and her family have known. But now with Yorktown's plan to redevelop its downtown, Ross is being forced out. And because of the law, there's nothing she can do about it. To Janice Ross, everything in her home has meaning, like the painting above her TV.
It's been over every TV we've had since I got it.
Or the fireplace she loves but never got a chance to use.
We always thought we would actually burn wood in it, but we never did. I just have a log logs that we used to use for Christmas decorations. I stuck those in there.
But Ross's home includes more than just things.
Anything you can think of that's happened in 20 years in our family probably happened here.
Now those memories will be moving with Ross as she finds a new home for so many of her beloved treasures, like her light switch covers.
I have to take those when I have to leave here. I have to take those.
After more than 20 years, the 80-year-old Ross will be taking as many valuables as she can and going somewhere else.
The last thing on the list was eminent domain, but like they didn't really want to do that. And I think it seemed like I said something like, you know, you'll probably have to do that because I don't want to sell my home.
Now, as a last resort, the town is doing exactly that. The decision is one town manager Pete Olson says wasn't an easy one.
It doesn't feel good. It's not something that I sit here and I can make it sound very light. It's not.
But he does say the decision was a necessary one.
It's not something you want to do, but there's a reason for it. And the reason for it is to help continue to move a community forward, or a project forward if you have to.
For Ross, it's nothing short of surreal.
They're just tearing up our way of life here entirely. I mean, It's still unbelievable. It's becoming more real every day, but it still hardly seems like it could be real.
So while she tries to come to terms with turning a new leaf, she's hoping her story will lead to different results for those around her.
I'm hoping that the publicity will at least help someone. If it's too late to help me, it will help someone.
Now this lot you see here is another part of Yorktown's plan to redevelop its downtown. This will end up being the new town hall when it's built right across the street here from Janice Ross. Now as for Ross, she says she's grateful for all the times that she's had in this home, and her family says the fight is far from over. Their attorney is planning to appeal the ruling that was made last month that allowed the town to use eminent domain on her home. Now obviously we'll continue to follow this situation in Yorktown, both with Ross and the town as a whole, and provide updates as they become available. For now, live in Yorktown, Cameron Deblasio, Newslink, Indiana.
Yorktown's next redevelopment commission meeting will be next Thursday at 4 in the Yorktown Police
Many
Department.
artists focus on making new items and new pieces, but for one Muncie resident, the focus is on making something new out of something old. Out here in the country, you can hear it, even if you may not be able to see it. The sound of the spray paint hitting the wood, or the sound, much more subtle, of the markers creating words.
It's go time.
It's something Deborah Ginhart has been doing for quite some time, and she finds her murals in a variety of ways.
I think I may have gotten a few things out of dumpsters on occasion, you know, like I'm not above dumpster diving.
All of her pieces have meaning, and not just to her. What does your husband think about all of this?
Well, he gets a pretty good chuckle when I come off my paint porch and walk through the house, and I'll go, look at this, you know, and he's on the couch and he'll just go, oh no.
What she makes on that porch in rural Delaware County eventually makes its way to her Mad Jack studio in Muncie. And the collection is expansive, varying by theme. Ginhart focuses on different social issues of the times. She says that can sometimes mean covering sensitive topics, a decision some people who see her art don't always understand.
It's almost like a spectrum, kind of like they love it or they're like, oh my goodness, what on earth? And they, you know, hightail it out of here.
Jennifer Green is one of the people who does love it. As the director of Mad Jack's, she's had the chance to see Ginhart's work up close for a while now.
Deborah has some really important messages. I think that she feels really driven to share with the community, and I think just really on even a broader scale.
And Ginhart says getting that message out is the main goal of her art, especially with her focus on the Me Too movement.
We need to talk about it, and we should have been able to talk about it, you know, 40 years ago or whatever the case might be. But unfortunately, society wasn't ready or willing to hear it. And so I'm glad that people are being allowed to speak up now.
Whether people want to talk about some of her more controversial work, Ginhart says she'll continue to do what she loves.
I've just loved the process, the layering of colors and textures. It's just really fun. Yeah.
Ginhart has been at her Mad Jack studio for around 2 years now and says she has no plans to move anywhere else soon.